Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeff Bull Central. I'm doing one of these mental health discussion video things that I do sometimes. I'm doing it a little bit earlier than I usually do, just because the month's been going that way. I could use the talk a little bit early. So on the matter of schizoaffective disorder, uh, I, I don't feel like I should always have to recover old ground with what schizoaffective disorder is, but for people who aren't familiar with it or who are just becoming familiar with it because you've been diagnosed with it or know someone who has. So, schizoaffective disorder is basically schizophrenia with an added component such as depression or bipolar depression. Um, and so it's schizoaffective in name only, basically, or schizophrenia in name only. And schizophrenia covers a wide field of symptoms, but for the most part, it's like delusional thinking and hallucinations and strange thinking and um, some other things. But that's hearing voices, things like that. That's the thing that always troubles me, is like hearing voices and having you could call them delusional ways of looking at the world, although they seem perfectly natural to me. So the reason I'm wanting to chat this evening is I there's a blog that I know about that I found several years ago, and I go on this person's blog periodically because she suffers exactly what I suffer, to the letter, including a lot of the, let's say, alternate ways of thinking that I like, to the letter, exactly the things that I think about what this is and what it feels like, and the reality from my perspective of what I'm dealing with, which is going to be different from, we'll just lay that in there. This is delusional thinking covers wide. It's just, it seems natural to me. I don't know, take it or leave it, what sounds rational to you. It's a slippery slope, slippery notion. Anyway, I've never made contact with this person, though I do visit her blog semi regularly. And I think I've never made contact with her because I'm kind of afraid to, and I'm kind of regretting it, because her posts lately, and I'm not gonna link to it or post to it or anything, because I just want to keep it anonymous. Even though she's got the information out there, I'm not blowing anybody's cover. Her posts have been getting a little bit more depressed, a little bit more hopeless, and it's like, wow, that kind of feels heavy for me, because while I say that this person, her delusions are basically identical to mine, the way she perceives these things, her symptoms have continued in a pretty severe way over the last 3 or 4 years, whereas mine have actually steadily improved. I still definitely hear voices. I still definitely see and smell things, and feel things that aren't there, and I definitely still have these beliefs. Like, for me and for this person who runs this blog, this is a sloppy mental health discussion, but for the two of us, it goes like this: we feel as though we have something else living inside of us, something that is coherent and cognizant and conscious. And I'm outing myself now, because that's a strange thing to say, but I feel like I've got another being attached to me. I feel like I've got another consciousness attached to me, almost like I'm possessed. It's really it's hard to admit that, but I have to think about it all the time, even though I'm like Jeff Normal. This is me being Jeff Normal. Um, so regardless, though, I've had therapy, a lot of it, and I've had medication steadily, a lot of it, um, well prescribed. I won't just say a lot of it because that's irresponsible. I'm not just saying gobble, 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 gobble. No, I've had well prescribed by definitely someone who knows what they're doing, and then thank God for that I have that lifeline. Take advantage, if you are so inclined, of therapy, counseling, meds, whatever it is, group work. It's see, I don't want to play politics, but from my point of view, for the most part, it's helpful. Okay. So the person who has this blog, her symptoms have not gotten better. And I know that she has tried therapy, and I know she has tried medications. And so I guess I just find myself like a little frustrated for her on her behalf, because it's like, why, I've gotten a little bit better, when she hasn't gotten that opportunity. And a lot of people don't. Like the psychosis comes and it stays for a lot of people, which is crap. It sucks. I know that there's one ingredient that I have in my life that this person does not have, and that is, I have a partner. I'm married. I have a wife. And she grounds me in some pretty incredible ways, sometimes forcibly. And this person doesn't have that. And I wonder if that's half of it. But see, that's luck, right? That's luck of the draw. Like, I could just as easily not have anybody in my life. I could be alone, totally alone. In which case, this thing, this pernicious shit, this schizophrenia, this thing that feels like another being inside of me, it just lashes out in some horrible, horrible, horrifying ways. You have no idea. And I feel so bad for people who are still in the worst of it. And like, I'm cognizant of the fact that someday I might have a relapse, because that's a thing. For schizoaffective disorder and for schizophrenia alike, you can go a long time. I made friends with someone recently through YouTube here, who told me that they had their initial psychotic event when they were like a teenager, and then it was years, and then they had another one, and I didn't have my first one until about 6 years ago. So I don't know. I guess I don't know what the lesson of this video is, other than the fact that just, man, whatever lifeline you can get, especially the more severe, the more severe your mental illness. I saw this video on YouTube earlier of a couple celebrities discussing the shame of mental illness. The shame of mental illness. And I was like, what's that? I have been dealing with mental health issues my whole life, going back to being maybe 10 years old. So what's this shame? I don't want the shame. If I can help it, I'd like nobody around me or who knows me or who I connect to on YouTube here or anywhere else, who suffers from this, to feel shame. So I guess that's the purpose of making a video like this evening. I want to talk about it, to kind of talk about it, to get it out in the light, So no shame, and grab on tight to whatever lifeline you can. Hopefully you've got some good ones in your life, or some are available, and you might have to think outside the box, use your imagination a little bit, man. grab on tight. Can be bumpy, so. All right. I don't know when I'll do another one of these. Soon. Until then, feel better. Bye. Hey everybody, do me a favor. This is my latest novel, Resurrection Mixtape. It's funny. It's got tons of music in it. It's horrific. It's fast. It's brutal. And it's creative. And I think you'll like it. It's available on Amazon in any territory you can imagine. Please do pick up a copy. That way I can pocket the change, all 70 cents of it. I think I get about 70 cents per copy. I don't think you're supposed to admit how much you actually get paid per copy, but I get about 70 cents. So that's 70 cents. That's 70 pennies in the old bank. Can't beat that.